What's going on, fight fans? This is Capital Combat. The name says it all. I'm Rob Jarrell, and this is the initial reaction to tonight's lightweight championship matchup featuring Vasyl Lomachenko taking on the challenger and TEOFIMO Lopez for all four belts: the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO lightweight belts. And what we got an awesome fight, a very tactical fight, and we have a new undisputed champ. TEOFIMO Lopez beats Vasyl Lomachenko by a unanimous decision in a very close fight. It was a very competitive fight. The scores were 116 to 112, 119 to 109, and 117 to 111. I'm going to be honest, the 117 to 111 and the 119 to 109 were too wide. The 116 to 112 was just about right. And Andre Ward had it as a draw. I don't know what fight he was looking at. I don't know if he was trying to give Lomachenko the benefit of the doubt because he was the champ. He has the resume and fighting all the best fighters. But Hakeem and I, we picked Lomachenko because not only does he have a very high pedigree and the experience, while TEOFIMO Lopez being a very good, now great fighter and being undefeated, being younger, bigger, possibly faster, we just didn't have quite the experience, but we were wrong, and we are okay with that because this was a great fight. So I'm just going to do the initial reaction and take you through what we thought throughout the fight, what me and Hakeem was talking about. So at the start of this fight, TEOFIMO Lopez was just locked in, and so was Vasyl Lomachenko, but the difference was Vasyl Lomachenko, I don't know if he was just trying to find what his end would be versus Lopez, but he was mostly kept on the outside of Lopez trying to find the end. He wasn't throwing a lot of punches. He was giving a lot of feints. TEOFIMO Lopez was right there, moving very well with Lomachenko, cutting off the ring and not letting him turn or step around. You know, he has that patented step around move counter, and when he tried it, TEOFIMO Lopez would automatically turn with him. He stepped with him, so Lomachenko was never out of his sight. Now, there were a couple times throughout the fight where he did, but he defended very well. He was I'm not going to say very active, but he was more active than Lomachenko in the first half of the fight. Through those first 5 rounds, Hakeem and I gave it to Lopez. He was more active. He was landing the more consequential shots. He was landing very well to the body. He looked like he was trying to take Lomachenko's legs away because Lomachenko has great footwork. He's very active, and he's very in shape. So a lot of those shots downstairs were there. Lomachenko was trying to get inside of TEOFIMO Lopez's reach, and he kind of was a little befuddled about, a little confused about how he wanted to get in. But as the rounds wore on, at a certain point, he couldn't be so worried. And as he started getting closer, Lopez would let his hands go. Vasyl would work his way inside. And at that point, you start seeing Loma start utilizing that right hand, getting over the top of the jab or the guard of Lopez. Throwing jabs over the top, small hooks over the top. And then he could feint and come down the pipe with his left hand. And then he would get more active on the inside because that's where he wanted to be. He wanted to take away that distance that Lopez established, the ring generalship that he established by keeping him at the end of that long reach, those powerful punches. Once about the 7th round started, that's when we started to get some action because Lomachenko was starting to get more confident. He started to work his way inside, push his way inside, and really set up a lot of good shots. And once he was in there, he would not just throw 1 or 2 punches at a time. He would throw 2, 3, 4 punch combinations where he could land the overhand left hand or straight down the pipe. There was a couple times where he would get caught in there and Lopez would try to hold. Loma kept his hands moving. But Lopez delivered a lot of good body shots, especially with that right hand. And I told Hakeem prior to to the video is that that right uppercut was going to be there. You can see it versus Magdaleno, and you can see he kept Lomachenko on his toes with that right uppercut. He would try to throw it. It wasn't always there, but at times he would throw it through the guard, or he would drop it a little bit lower and throw it to the body. And he always ended when Lomachenko was just moving back or a little too far away, made sure that he threw that right hand to the body. And as the action pressed on, Lomachenko started getting more confident, letting his hands go, and taking advantage of a lot of those later rounds. I would say that the 8th round through the 11th were all Lomachenko. He was just landing more shots. He would throw those combinations, but he wouldn't get too far ahead because Lopez, even though he wasn't throwing as many combinations, would throw those shots to let Lomachenko know, I'm still here. You're just not gonna hurt me and just do whatever you want. And they hurt each other throughout the fight. Lopez really hurt him with the uppercut and the body shots. It was once in, I think, the 6th or 7th round, he landed a really good body shot, and Loma, if you missed it, he paused for a second. I think he was just like, oh crap, that hit me. And I'm like, hold on, let me get my legs together. But there were a lot of times where Lomachenko in the second half of the fight, I think it was the 8th and 10th round, he threw upstairs with the right hook, came down the middle, upstairs, down the middle again. And he did hurt Lopez. And Lopez was getting tired as the fight wore on. You can tell in the 11th round that his legs were not quite steady and he was tired. But he would answer back. Not as much steam, not as much power on those shots. But he still let his hands go. And once the 12th round hit, it was, hey, one of us got to step on the gas. And Lopez did exactly that. The first half of that 12th round, he really let his hands go, made sure he buried up his shots. Those body shots were still there. He was still hurting Lomachenko. He was still throwing that right hand down the middle. And he never really let Lomachenko get around too often. He threw a short hook to corral him back to where he wanted to be. So it was the left hook or he turned right with Lomachenko. And he was just more active. What I did not understand is why the refs stopped the fight for the cut. And I understand it's a cut, but it's also 10 seconds left in the round. I know you hear the clap in a championship round. Let them fight it out. It's only 10 seconds. That was ridiculous. But we have a new undisputed champ. Lopez is the man at 135, and we know 130 to 140 is 3 deep divisions. There's going to be a guy move down, there's going to be a guy move up, and there's plenty of guys in that division. And I am now excited to see what this division has for us. Will Lomachenko get a rematch? More than likely, because as good as this fight was, it was very tactical in the first half of the fight. You can see Lopez was very locked in. He kept his eyes on Lomachenko at all times, almost did not blink. But at a certain point, Loma started to come on, and he let that pedigree take over and was like, look, I got to press the action. I'm the champ, but I got to show him I'm the champ, and I am the champ. Unfortunately, he is not the champ anymore. It is what it is. Tell us what you think. Were you as excited about this fight, and did you love this fight as much as myself and Hakeem? Do you think it went the right way? Do you think Loma deserves a rematch? What do you think's next for Lomachenko, Lopez? Tell us down below. Be respectful to us and yourselves. Hit us up at Capital Combat at Facebook.com. Hit us up at Capital Combat at Instagram, Gmail, whatever. Let us know what you think. Hit that bell icon to get the latest and greatest notified for the latest and greatest. If you haven't shared this video, share the channel so we can bring you more content, more quality content that you can see going forward. And until next time, fight on.
This is round 1 and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire.